morning students, this is Mallishwari, computer science faculty from the BCA department. Okay, in this session we are going to discuss about the digital signature. Okay, the topics we are going to discuss in this session is why we need the digital signature, process of the digital signature, attacks on the digital signature. First we will discuss why the digital signature is needed. Okay, first, why the digital signature is needed. Here there are two persons, so that is like A. Okay, A and B. Okay, A is sending the message to the B. Okay, so that time B needs the authenticity of the sender. Okay, this person needs the authenticity of the sender, so that it is coming from that person only. He needs a guarantee. Okay, so he is sending this message. Okay, that he needs a authenticity, that the message is coming from the trusted party only, means from the sender only. He needs that proof. Okay, so that time what B person will do, he ask A to sign the message electronically. Okay, and then that message, that time only he can trust that it is coming from A only. So we refer this type of signature as a digital signature. Okay, so what here we are doing, so here B is asking A to do the signature electronically. So in other words, the electronic signature can prove the authenticity of this person. Okay, what is that one? The electronic signature proves the authenticity of this person. Okay, so that signature, that electronic signature, here we are calling as a digital signature. Okay, so here why we needed this one. Okay, why we needed this one. So if the signature is not if the signature is not presented in the document, what's the problem this Bob will face. Okay, so that time, see here the message, I will give you the money on the 24th of this month. So he's telling like that. Okay, he sent a message. Okay, and then after that, 24th of this message, so sorry, he will give the money to this person after the 24th. So he is waiting up to 24th, but 24th also he didn't get the money. So at that time what he will do, he will ask the Alice. Okay, so you said no, that 24th he will give the money, but till now I didn't get the money, like that he will ask. So that time what this Alice can tell, he can tell that I didn't send any messages. Maybe the third parties could have sent that messages, they could have hacked my messages, my account, so they could have sent the messages, like that Alice can tell. There is a possibility. So that time Bob cannot do anything. Okay, Bob cannot do anything. So to avoid this one, what B is doing, he is asking the digital signature on the document. Okay, so that time A cannot tell like that I didn't send any messages, my account is hacked by someone, so like that he can't tell that one. So to avoid these type of situations, so B is asking the digital signature. Okay, so that is a need of the digital signature. Okay, now we'll see the next thing. Okay, here what we are doing, here the digital signature, by using this one we must verify the author and date and time of the signature. Okay, first one, here what we are doing, at when the Alice send the messages. Okay, by the signature only, which points we are getting, date and time. Okay, authors means the senders, date and time we are getting. The next one, it should must to okay, it should must authenticate the contents at the time of the signature. So here we are not only getting the signature and the message, here we are authenticating the message also. Okay, whatever the person, whatever the Alice send, that also we are authenticating. Okay, next, it must be verifiable the third parties to resolve the disputes. Okay, it must be verifiable by the third parties. Okay, here only the conversation is going on between the two parties. Okay, and then this receiver is taking he's giving the full details to the third parties. So whenever the problems arises, he can solve this one. Yeah, he's sending all the details to the third parties. No, whenever the Ali said I didn't send any messages, then he has a full track. So that time he can't do anything. So these three things we are doing with the digital signature. So like this we need a digital signature. Now we'll see, before starting the process of the digital signature, we'll see that this some concepts are there. We'll say, so whenever the person is sending the message to the receiver, so here a person signs the document to show that it is originated from him and was approved by him. Okay, so when the sender is sending a message, he is doing the signature electronically, like that he is sending to the receiver to show his like he only sending that message. Okay, next one, the signature is a proof that the recipient that the document comes from the correct entity. Okay, so first one, A is sending. Okay, what he will do, he will do the digital signature, he can send the message to the B. So the person signs the document, so the person signs the document, that is from the sender side. And the receiver side, signature, okay, signature is a proof, okay, for the recipient. Signature is a proof that the document comes from the correct entity. Okay, correct entity and nobody else. It is coming from only that correct entity, only from that person only. So like that one. Next, so here the sign of authentication. So sign of why is the sign of authentication means it's a verified signature on the document. Okay, so it whenever the receiver receives that one, he verifies that one. Okay, so he verifies that one. So next, a message can be signed electronically. Here the signature is doing by electronically, not manual. Okay, so now we'll see the definition. So what is the digital signature? Digital signature is the electronic message, digital signature is the electronic signature that can prove the authenticity of the sender. Okay, that can prove the authenticity of the sender message. So that is a digital signature. Now we'll compare this digital signature with the conventional, okay, conventional signature. First, conventional signature. So in this first, it included means a conventional signature is included in the document as a part of the document. Okay, here in the conventional signature, what we are doing, it is included in the part of the document. It is not separated from the document. It is one of the part of the document. So the example for this conventional signature is that in a bank signature, okay, it's a bank, like take the bank signature. Okay, so that the signature in the checkbook. Okay, so suppose if you take the checkbook, so in that check, like that check, and then it with along with the sign only, here no separate document. Okay, so that is in the conventional signature. But digital signature, okay, send the signature as a part of the document. Here whenever the sender is sending the, okay, whenever the sender is sending message to the B, here we are sending two separate documents. So in one document message and another document the digital signature. Okay, so that is in the digital signature. Next, verification method, how we have to verify. Okay, so in a conventional signature method, recipient compares the signature on the document with the signature on the file. Okay, so whenever you issue a check to some other person, okay, so you signed that check with your sign. So after that, whenever he want to get that money, he will go to that bank, and then what that bank people will do, they will compare that signature with their database. Okay, if it is matches, they will give the money. So that is the conventional method, conventional signature. But okay, in the digital signature, what will happen? Say the recipient receives the message and signature. Here two things the receiver is receiving. So that is, one is a message and another one is a signature. So here the recipient needs to apply a verification technique to the combination of the message and the signature to verify the authenticity. Here what the receiver is doing, he is he is applying the verification algorithms on both message and the signature. Okay, after that he will get the message. Okay, he is applying the verification on the message and the key, then only he can see that message. So that is in the digital signature. Next, a relationship. So the normally a one to one relationship between a signature and the document. Okay, so in the conventional signature it is a one to one. Okay, so that means a person uses the same signature to sign many number of the document. Okay, many number of like checks. He can do the same sign for the many number of checks. One to many. One person, he can do the same sign on the number of checks. So that is a one to many. Okay. So next, in the digital signature, it is one to one relationship only. Okay. So that is one to one relationship between the signature and a message. Okay. So I told previous that hashing algorithm. So for one message, like one only. If you are changing any messages, means other signature, other hash code going to generate. In the digital signature, each message has its word signature. So that is a one to one. Okay. Next one is a duplicity. A copy of the signed document can be distinguished from the original one on a file. In the digital signature, no such a distinction unless there is a factor of time on the document. Okay, these are the differences between the conventional signature and the digital signature. Okay, now we'll see the process of the digital signature. Okay, so at the sender side what is happening, at the receiver side what is happening, now we'll see. Okay, at the sender side, the sender uses the signing algorithm to sign the message. Okay, and the message and the signature sent to the receiver. Okay, what at the sender side we are doing? Sender side. Okay, at the sender side. Okay, at the sender side, at the sender side, what he is sending the message. Okay, he is sending the message, and then on that message, first what he will do, he apply the signing algorithm. He will get the sign, and then what he is doing, he is sending the message and the signature. Okay, so that is happening at the sender side. Okay, next, at the receiver side, what the receiver is doing, he receives the message and the signature. Okay, he receives the message and signature. On that both things, he is applying the verification algorithm. Okay, on that both he is applying the verification algorithm. Then he will compare the two values. Okay, he will compare the two values, and then if both are same, okay, both are same, the message is accepted by the receiver. If otherwise, if both are not same, so that time he can reject that message. Okay, so see here, at the receiver side what he is doing, he will get a message and the digital signature. Okay, so here what he is doing, he will apply the verification algorithm. Okay, he will apply the verification algorithm on both of this one. Then he will get one hash value, and then he will check with whatever the sender sends. Now he will check, he will compare that two things. If both are same, he will accept. If not, he reject that message. Okay, this is a process of the digital signature. Okay, so here how many keys we need? Okay, how many keys we need for this process? Okay, here in a digital signature, the signer, okay, the signer means a sender. The signer uses his private key applied to the signing algorithm to sign the document. Okay, so we'll see the encryption and decryption process. In the encryption and decryption process, what happened? For encrypting the message, this I'm telling the in case of the asymmetric cryptography. Okay, for sending the message, the sender is using the receiver's private key, then he is receiver's public key, He's encrypting the message. He will send the message. At the receiver side, the receiver, he will use the decryption algorithm and his private key. Then he'll decrypt the message. This is in case of the asymmetric cryptography. Here, before this one, we are doing we are generating the hash value. So that's we are generating the signature. So for that, which keys we need, we'll see. Okay. In a digital signature, the signer uses his private key. The signer uses his private key. Okay, and he will give his private key and his message to this signing algorithm. He will get the digital signature. Okay, digital signature, and then he will sign with that document. Next, at the receiver side, he uses his public key. He uses the public key of the signer applied to the verifying algorithm to verify the document. Okay, nothing is happening here. So the sender, he will give the message. Okay, he will give his message and his private key the signing algorithm. Okay, he will give message and his private key as an input to this signing algorithm. This, it will generate the digital signature. Okay, at the receiver side, what he will do, he will give least public key. Why? Because public key means everyone can knows that one. So what he is doing for this verification algorithm, he is giving the Alice public key and the message. Okay, whatever the message he get, he is getting that one, and then like that he can verify that document. Okay, so this one. Okay, so actual thing is happening in this thing is happening in the digital signature process. Okay, so Alice is sending the message. Okay, Alice is sending the message. For this one, first what he will do, he will give as a input to this hashing function, hashing algorithm. Okay, he will give this message to this hashing function. So here we can use any algorithm, that is MD5 here we can use this SHA1 algorithm, SHA512 algorithm, any algorithm he can use. After this, he will get the digest. So message digest he will get. So that message, okay, that message he is giving as an input to this signing algorithm. Okay, two things here we are giving. So that is, one is hash code and the sender's private key. Okay, then it will generate the digital signature. Okay, now we are sending to the receiver message as well as the signature. So that is in two different documents. Both are not in one document. So in one document the original message, in another document the digital signature we are sending. At the receiver side, okay, at the receiver side, what he will do, this message, on this message, okay, he will apply the same hashing like 512 or anything. He will apply the hashing algorithm, then he will get the digest. Okay, he will get the digest, and then he will give as a input, he will give this digest as a input to this verification algorithm. Okay, for here also, for verification algorithm, two inputs we are giving, that is Alice public key and then the digest. Okay, here we are giving two inputs for this verification algorithm. Here we will get the digest. Okay, here we will get the digest. Then here we are comparing that with the signature. Okay, if both are same, then it is coming from the sender. If it is both are not same, then sender can reject that message. Okay, so in a digital signature we need public key stream. So here the signer signs with her private key. Okay, sender, he will sign the document with his private key. Receiver verifies, okay, verifies the document with his verifies the document with the sender's public key. Okay. So already we discussed about the message confidentiality, authentication, integrity, and the non-reputation. Okay, so these are the security services. Okay, if you want to provide the services security, then we will expect these things. Okay, here by using the digital signature, we can expect like message authentication, integrity, and non-repudiation. Authentication means it is that message is coming from the trusted party only. Okay, trusted party only. Okay, so see here a secure digital signature scheme like secure conventional signature can be provide message authentication. Okay, here how we are getting that in authentication means here the receiver side he is verifying the signature. Okay, verifying the signature, so like that we are getting the authentication. And integrity, what is the integrity? So here the third party should not do any modification. If any modification done means it is going to reject. How we are achieving this one? So at the verification at the receiver side we are verifying, then you can easily find out whether the message is okay hacked by the other person or not. Okay, so like that we are getting the integrity. And a non-repudiation also. Non-repudiation means here we are giving our information to the third party, no? So the sender cannot send, I didn't send any messages, maybe my account is hacked by some other person, he can't tell like that one. So that is a non-repudiation. He cannot deny that, he cannot deny the message. Okay, so that is a non-repudiation. Okay, okay, now we'll see the attacks on the digital signature. Okay, attacks on the digital signature. So first one is the key only attack. Key only attack. The second one is a known message attack, and then the third one is a chosen message attack. Okay, so these are the three digital signature. Okay, first one is a key only attack. Okay, in this key only attack it is similar to the ciphertext attack only. Okay, so it is like a similar so previously we discussed that is in encipherment. Okay, like different attacks also are there. Here also the key only attack is like it is similar to the ciphertext attack only. So in this attack what will happen means, in this attack the third party can access only the public information. Okay, the third party. Okay, so A is sending the message, B is receiving the message, some eavesdropper is there, he is okay, he want to take my information, he want to attack on my information here. So like he is Eve. Okay, so in this Eve can has access only the public information released by the Alice. Okay, this person can access the information that is released by the Alice. To forgery a message, you can create the Alice signature to convince that the receiver that the message is coming from the Alice only. Okay, what he is doing here, he is okay, he can access the public information of that one, he can create the different signature, then he can send that one to the B, and then he is making like it is coming from the this A only. He is trying to convince like that. So that is a key only attack. Here he is attacking only the key. So the next one is a known message attack. Okay, so this is also similar to the known plain text attack only. Okay, so in this type of the attack, Eve access some documents previously signed by the A. Okay, Eve can access some documents previously signed by the A. Okay, and then what he is doing, he tries to create the another message. Okay, he tried to create another message by doing the forgery of A's signature. Okay, by doing the forgery of A's signature. So like that here what we are doing, known message, what he is doing, whatever the message he knows, no, so from that he is okay, he is taking the his signature and then he is doing the modification, like that he is change, he is sending, he is here, what he is doing, he is forgery, he can use that message. So that is a known message attack. Next, chosen message attack. Okay, chosen message attack, this message also similar to the plain text attack only. Okay, so this also similar to the plain only. So what he is doing, he is getting the plain text. Okay, he is getting like a A's signature, and then he copies that. Okay, he will do that same signature on for like more documents, and then whenever he want to send the message, he will use that signature, he can trap this B. Okay, so that is like he is trapping the message, and then he is doing the same on the one or more messages, and then whenever this he wants, okay, whenever he wants, he creates another message with the content of with the contents whatever he wants, and then he will send. Already sign is there, and then message whatever the message he want to send, he will write that one, he will send. Then B can feel like that, yeah, it is coming from A. Okay, so like one thing. Okay, A is sending the message to B. So already Eve tracks some Eve tracks here chosen message attack. So means he, you know that signature of that one. Okay, what he is doing, uh, already signature is there, and then here Eve whatever the information he want, he is writing, and then he is sending, the signature is there. So what B will feel here, it is coming from the third party, sorry, it is coming from the A only, like that he will feel. So these are the attacks on the digital signature. Okay, so now we'll see the forgery. Okay, forgery, after after attacks on the digital signature, what he can do, he can forgery the signature. Okay, so here two types of the forgeries are there. So those are existential forgery and selective forgery. Okay, so first, what is the existence forgery? Okay, in existential forgery, you may be able to create the valid message signature pair. Okay, what he is doing, he is creating the valid message and signature pair. Message and signature pair he is creating. Okay, but not one that he really use. Okay, but he is not doing it, just he is creating. In other words, the document has been forged, but the content is randomly calculated. This type of forgery is probable, but fortunately even cannot benefit from it, it is very much. Okay, so that is a existential forgery. Next, selective forgery. In this type of forgery, you may be able to forgery Ali's signature on the message with the content selectively chosen by the Eve. Okay, probably much forgery is low, but not negligible. Okay, here it is like forgery, that is such forgery is low only. Okay, that we can neglect. So these are the two types of the forgeries. Okay, so one is the existential forgery and the selective forgery. Okay, thank you. So in this section, whatever things we discussed, what is the digital signature, why we need it, and then the process of the digital signature. Okay, next one is the keys. Okay, for the digital signature, which keys we needed, and then attacks on the digital signature and types of the forgery. Okay, types of the forgery. So these things we are discussed. In the next video, we are going to discuss about the digital signature schemes. Okay, digital signature schemes. Okay, in this, how many schemes are there, that we are going to discuss in the next video. Thank you.